Hey guys, I had to be out today at a conference, but I expect everyone should be on their best behavior, doing all of their work, giving all of your respect to the sub. They deserve that. That's honoring to me and that's honoring to them. But anyways, you've got important stuff to be doing. Hopefully everyone's finished with the warm up by now. I'm gonna go over that warm up for you on a video here because um, because this warm up is what's going to be on your quiz. You've got a quiz for the second half of class, and what you need on that quiz is what was on this warm up. So let's start off. The first problem gave you 2 points. We've got the point 3, -2, and the point 2, 1. It starts by asking what is delta x. Alright, hopefully you remember delta x means x2 minus x1. It's the change in x. So for this problem, that's 2 minus 3, which equals -1. There's problem 1. Alright, problem 2. Same thing, ask for delta y, which is y2 minus y1. And in this case, that's 1 minus -2, which should equal, if you add the opposite, +3. Now that you've got delta x and delta y, number 3 should be really easy. So this is 1, this is 2. Number 3 asks you for the slope m, which is rise over run, or another way to say that is delta y over delta x, which now that you've got these is 3 over -1. But when you're taking the quiz, you're going to remember you need to simplify these answers. So a positive divided by a negative, this answer is -3. Don't lose points on the quiz by forgetting to simplify. Okay, copy this down before I get started on number 4. But for number 4, you're going to need to start by drawing a grid. So draw a y-axis and an x-axis, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, if you need more time to copy this down, ask the sub to pause it. But here we go. Alright, so let me copy those 2 points down again. We're starting with 3, -2, and 2, 1. And this problem wants you to graph those 2 points. And after that, to come up with 2 more points. To come up with those other points, let's remember that our slope, what do we say our slope is? Our slope is -3, or -3 over 1. So on this graph, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, and I'm going to mark off 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 units for each axis. Alright, so first off, we just got to graph those points. Let's see. So to graph these points, remember x comes first and then y. So to graph 3, -2, x is 3. That means I go to the right 3. Y is -2, so I go down 2, and the point is right there. So bam, there's 3, -2. Then for 2, 1, we go to the right 2, we go up 1. So, right, I missed. So 2, 1 is right there. Alright, how are we using the slope? Well, if you look at the graph, it says the slope, we know the slope is -3, 1. which means we're going down 3 and we're going right 1. So from here down 1, 2, 3, right 1. That's how we got to our first point. Let's just keep doing that to get other points. So I could go down 1, 2, 3, right 1 more, down 1, 2, 3, right 1 more, and there you go. Now I've got 2 more points. That one and that one. And we could name these points if we look at it carefully. This point is 3, -5, and this one is 4, -8. Alright, so again, any questions, ask the sub, they should be able to explain that. I could have gotten a point going the other way. I could have counted up 1, 2, 3, and then over to the other side 1, up 1, 2, 3, over 1, up 3, over 1. I could keep going in that direction and I'd get points as well. And we could just at the end connect all of these to make the line. Alright, last question on here. I'm going to erase all of this. Alright, so this last question is the best, I think the best question. It says that we need to find any 2 points where the slope between these points is -4/5. And I'll write out the fraction. Okay. It's -4/5. Alright. So there's a lot of right answers to this question. There's an infinite amount of right answers. So hopefully everyone has their own right answer. When I'm going through looking at the warm-up later, hopefully I won't see that everyone just copied down my example. You should all come up with your own example. But the important part is all I know actually, is the slope is -4/5. That means my rise is -4, so y went down by 4. And my run is 5, so x went up by 5. So I can just pick any point that I want to start. I'm going to pick 10, 10 just because 10's a nice number. But you can pick any point that you want to start. And then I need a second point. So to get my second point, I have to look at my slope here. I know that it says that y went down by 4. So if I started at 10 as my y, and it went down by 4, well, then I'm going to end up at 6. And for my x, I know that x went up by 5. So if I started at 10 for my x, and went up by 5, now it's going to be 15. And let's check if this works. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. If I plug this in, my slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Then I get 6 minus 10 over 15 minus 10, which equals -4/5. Perfect. So that works. All right. Pay attention to that. If you need to watch that part of the question again, you can do that because there's a really similar question to that on the quiz. Yeah, I hope that the quiz goes well. Yes, you do have to write down the questions on the quiz. Yes, you do have to simplify all your answers for the quiz. Yes, you need to answer number 12 even though number 12 is long and you have to write. Alright, you do not have to copy down the graphs, except there's one where you have to draw on the graph. So you have to copy down, I believe it's number 10 or 11, you have to draw a couple points on the graph. So you have to copy that one down. Alright, I'm looking forward to seeing you when I'll be back, and do well on the quiz. Have a great day.